having all 3 wells functioning again. I have to get the PFAS test, and I will get that done. It's about the plastics and Teflon and that stuff in the water. And then I'm sorry, I forgot to get the overview. They changed the leaded cropper rule kind of on us again, and it's going to require the city to gather some information to submit to DEQ where our daycares are, where our schools are, and different things, and how we're supplying water to them. I just thought it'd be interesting to mention to you guys, just so you guys knew what additional testing was going on. So.
And those rules would have changed at the Department of Environmental Quality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. Carrie?
Yes, just, the good news is the SID 5 and 6 loans are paid off. The bad news is, I went negative in those funds because we have plenty in the reserves to cover those. I was thinking it would just kind of roll in like our sweep account, but, so I will be coming to you next, meeting with an appropriation. It won't be a change of the budget, but just an appropriation change.
Just to wrap all this up.
Yes, it's a matter, it will be a matter of, using, some reserves that are in what is called the revolving fund. We did not have any appropriation attached to that fund, so we need to do that to move the cash into the other funds. And what we have done is look at available appropriation authority within all of our funds, and we won't increase the total appropriations. We will transfer appropriation authority and get that all wrapped up.
Mm-hmm. And we'll still have extra to maybe start another SID.
Yes, just not as much as we might have thought once before. Okay, Nicole, anything on the fire department?
So to clear up the air, the city fire department did not put on that show. That was a personal fund. But Sean's text says, parade went well, still need to address some safety concerns. Other than that, no calls for fires in the city due to fireworks or out in the county. Went back to the parade. Oh my God. When blocking Main Street for events, all of Main needs to be shut down to give a safety barrier. And then before the parade starts, because we do have traffic still kind of coming through, see if we can do a temporary speed limit change, because there was floats and people crossing the road to get into line, and they were almost struck a couple times.
Okay.
So that's just what his one concern was. Other than that, it was good.
Okay, great.
Can I offer
Yes.
a minute? Sean and I actually spent a lot of time talking before the parade started, and there are 3 things he's hoping the council will consider. One of them is a handful of temporary speed reduction signs that would go down the middle of the road, just to warn people that they have to slow down during that pre-event period. The second was signs for vehicle removal for the event. Everybody parked on the sides of the road, which is causing congestion and forcing the public into the path of the parade itself. Mm-hmm. And then the third was investigating a better barricading system at the intersections. They're easily going around.
Yeah,
with kids. It was scary.
Well, that's why the Lions Club doesn't do the courthouse anymore, because people are going to do barricades with children running through the streets. So.
Right. So, I mean, all of that, of course, adds up to costs, but as we plan for the future, doing something like the pool plan where we're doing a little bit every year to try to improve the situation would help.
Okay.
Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you. And with that, we did get a notice put together for social media and the website, and an ad in the 43 News related to Massa Park with the change in that process. And that is what I wanted to make sure you knew. We do have a couple of flyers here, or some information here with respect to the military vehicle convoy, which will be in Townsend on August 2nd, parking along South Pine Street by the park, as, the group driving those military vehicles will need a rest stop. So they will be resting in Heritage Park, and the public is invited to come look at the vehicles. We also have, I say we, and Carrie drafted it, a letter that will go to the residents on those first 2 blocks of South Pine to give them a heads up, and that will go out, if not this week, then early next week, so they have, a lot of advance notice of that. Nate, do you have anything?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, and then
No, ma'am.
Vivian.
Yeah, so on the event with the street walking, the barriers got put out late or something, but the street was not blocked off for the parade to start in time, or I think Sean had to contact Doug, or somebody had to contact Doug. And so I don't know if it would be good to adjust that street closure to have specific people named that are gonna be doing the closure of the street, so that they know who they need to contact, you know, or if there's a checkbox or something where they have spoken to the fire department, and the fire department has agreed and has the volunteers to block off that street. So I don't know if that would help, but it seems to kind of be a reoccurring issue with that. And then, you know, with people going around the barriers, like you said. So having someone actually man it is kind of a necessity, because even when I've been down there blocking the streets, people will try to go around the fire truck.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, do you not see what's going on here? But, so anyhow, I don't know what the solution is gonna be, but, we had kind of discussed that maybe that might be helpful. I don't know, but, and then another thing with the fire department is, the people on the fire committee, the funds and the fire going out are a lot higher, and like we're losing, you know, depleting that capital fund every year, and so somebody needs to figure out how to make more money for that fund.
Okay.
If I could add to a comment on that, if I recall correctly, Angie, didn't we have in Title II, it passed as it stands without modification, it requires a certain percentage to be allocated into the fire capital fund
Every year.
every year.
Yes.
So we might have taken care of that already.
Oh, and by that percentage, I don't think that that's gonna be a significant amount on a annually basis anyway, so, I mean, I agree with you, Vivian, but maybe we need to figure out other ways to bring in revenue, or we need to start having pancake breakfast, or, again, still, if we could get on top of it, since we're a little bit more ahead of the Fall Fest, maybe we could do the fire gear or the food, have a table set up, get with Rotary, see if that's a possibility, that we could bring in donations that way.
I don't know that, like you said, I know the rural has gone to billing insurance companies and things like that, taking, you know, some of that. No,
They're
not doing that now?
they never did it.
Oh, they did, okay. But from what little research I've done on that, and with the city call volume being mostly just driving for the ambulance crew, you know, maybe the city needs to tell the hospital, you need to pay for personnel to come and do this. I don't, you know, I don't know what, but I know insurance claim for water usage for fires or different things like that is really low now. So.
Thank you.
Ms. Steele, do you have anything?
I actually do. I don't appreciate local businesses talking about me. If you have something to say to me or you have a question, please come to me. I don't appreciate when somebody has to come to me directly and says they were in a local business and many things are being said about me. I just don't appreciate it. Especially when you're a council member.
Yeah, Mayor,
No,
do I not have a right to the floor?
not as part of the council meeting.
Okay.
Any other public comment?
I would like to thank Eric. He is amazing to work with. He works very hard. And I very much appreciate it.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all very much. Okay. Thank you to Sean for doing that. When I saw him, I said, oh, good.
Yeah, nobody reached out to the city ever. So now what you're trying to do